Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jesper Benvarmeren here with Bobby for the Go4LoL with ChildrenOfDionysus on the blue side and Vination eSports on the red side.
So, we had a really nice game before, so let's see if these two teams might be able to take out something really interesting. We have seen the blue team before, GLV, that was really interesting to play up against, but the team poke composition was not really working onto the purple team disengaged composition. Especially with, I would call that the survive composition, because you have a Kindred and a Janna, and you're possibly immortal. But anyway, let's see how the blue team and red team and purple team are going to behave up against each other. Let's start with the Ben and Big Face. It's gonna be a Tankench Janna. For the blue team has 2 bans, and for the purple team we have Poppy Ben. So, what do you think about the Janna ban?
I mean, you really have to take that away, because Janna really did have some clutch saves on Lucian. So taking Janna away, I'm possibly interested in whether or not Janna is one of Grandloss's main champions, because he really did play a good Janna, and I know for a fact that most of the teams in this competition is looking at the OP.GG for every player, so that could possibly be a reason to why we see the Janna ban. But then again, he did play a really good Janna. Now, Zed will also be banned out, and I'm very glad to see that Zed ban, because I think he's very, very strong right now, especially with the Duskblade of Draktar, which allows him to kill tanks.
And we can see, yes, as just said, that ban was practically obvious as a ban, or at least not that obvious, but I would say that after the Draktar came out, he became quite a too strong champion. So, well, the ban still works, especially Kog'Maw ban as well, and now that was banned for the blue team. So, pretty interesting bans, but not that too much interesting. Normal bans that you might see every time, even on solo queues games. But let's go on to the big face. It's gonna be a Lulu as first pick for the blue team. Meanwhile, the purple team goes out with an Italy, and let's see who is gonna pick Finnick. Oh, maybe a Kalista. Yes, it's going to be a Kalista. Very nice pick.
Okay, so Lulu given over to ChildrenOfDionysus means that you already have a mid lane or potentially a top laner that can peel a lot. But the thing is, Kalista counters Lulu so very well with Fate's Call, because this means that you have a hard engage and you cannot peel hard engage. So right now Kalista strong in the early to mid game, because of her rents. She deals so much damage, and Fate's Call is just going to be there to empower her team, make sure that they can just get in and kill anybody. Braum is up. That could potentially be the next pick for Vination eSports.
And you have a purple team that with this Kalista, Braum really does not it's not like too hard to pick, or at least. Yeah, possibly. Wow, Soraka is a pick. Instead of Braum, they are going for a sustained support on Kalista, so it's going to be pretty interesting as a composition, because you have a Braum on the other side and a possible Ezreal, and that's really going to hurt to the purple team, because you do not really well, okay, you have Braum and Bard, and Ezreal. 2 poking champions, and you have a Kalista supported by a Soraka. Soraka will spam her heal like there will be no tomorrow, because of all that poke, and it's gonna be pretty interesting to see that. The second pick for the blue team was Elise, followed possibly by Nyar, but Elise really is interesting pick as well. But on the other side you have an Anivia, a lot of damage coming out from that mid laner, and you do have a Lulu by the middle lane. So let's see how is it gonna work, because I've never seen a Lulu up against an Anivia by the middle lane. What do you think?
I'm not convinced by the Anivia pick, because Anivia as a champion, well, I feel like she's unreliable. You have to land her Q in order to really deal the damage, because against someone like Lulu, you're not going to be able to get in, land your ultimate, and then land an E to deal the extra damage. So in this way, it's very unreliable, and you're against someone like Gnai, someone like Bard as well, so you don't have a lot of ways to escape. And if you really wanted a control mage with wave clear, Victory is open.
Whoa! That Yasuo! Whoa!
Okay, they're going full YOLO. Holy. Okay, so this is a weird composition because you have sustain of Soraka and you have poke from Nedli, but then you have wave clear coming from Anivia and you have Yasuo, and there's nobody. Yes, I mean only the face call can really proc Yasuo's ultimate. So it's all about team fighting. It's all about finding these early game, mid game team fights for the purple team, and then rely on Anivia to do the late game damage.
I got it. I got their point. I got what they are aiming for. They well food counter for the top lane. No, well, I have been playing a lot Gnar, and one thing I hated to play up against was the major champions like Fiora and especially like Yasuo.
Yeah,
I played up on Yasuo. This Gnar is not going to do anything. Out of the tower, you are dead. You are not able to do anything with a Gnar until Yasuo, and that's pretty a point for the red team, because picking up the Yasuo on the Gnar, it's like you win the top lane and you win the game, because Yasuo's damage is really a lot.
And I mean, his wall is going to be very irritating for Gnar. But 3-minute delay has been reached, so a small break and we'll be right back, and don't go anywhere, guys. Welcome in game, everybody. Now it is going to be the Children of Dionysus on the blue side against Vination eSports, the winner from last round on the red side.
The game already started. We are in the 20-second mark right now, so the two teams are already displacing themselves into the map. And let's start in checking out how the two teams decided to start with the items. Starting, we can see that finally we have to see some interesting picks here, because we have top lane Yasuo that started off with Daring Blade and a health potion against Nyar that decided to go pretty on the defensive, going up with the Daring Shield and a health potion as well. Out of the junglers that started both with the Talisman, but with Elias going up with the health potions, while Nidalee decided to go with the refillable potion. We have the two mid laners going out with the both Durance Ring and, for Lulu, health potion, while for Anivia we have the biscuit, meaning that for this Lulu is going to be the assassin mastery, the one-on-one mastery. That it's really going to give her a bit more of damage in the laning phase, but it's not gonna be really a lot after that. Let's see how this Lulu is going to behave in this phase of the game. For last but not for importance, we have to notice that the two supports decided to go Bard with the spell Fifth Edge. Meanwhile, Soraka decided to go with the Ancient Coin. So speed up for the team for Soraka and slow down for the enemy team for the Bard.
And we can see both bottom laners are starting with their respective camps. So neither of them are going to have an edge over their opponent, and they will both have their level 2 once they reach the lane and kill one creep, I'm pretty sure it is. So now Himmel Rider and Granlos, they got, oh wait, they
whoa, that was fun.
But they got their preferred lane. They got the 2 versus 2, and now they just have to utilize the rend. They just have to get that, and then they can start rolling and start doing a lot of damage to Ezreal, because Ezreal, he's very squishy. I saw on Fleek is already taking a lot of damage, holy moly.
There you see, this Yasuo going pretty aggressive onto the Nyar as he should, and this Nyar already down to less than a quarter of HP is really forced back. This Elias going top lane trying to support him, but the gank is not gonna be that easy on this Yasuo that's really a mobile champion, and in fact it's not going to happen. Meanwhile in the bottom lane, this Bard is going to take a bit of damage, bad trade for him onto the Kalista. So really a tense situation both top lane and bottom lane. Meanwhile in the middle lane nothing really happens so far.
Oh, and now we can already see Nidalee, she's invading into the red buff of Elise. And Elise, she wanted to go to the top lane already after her first buff, so this means that Nidalee will get a free buff start. And that's going to be putting I'm not quite sure how to pronounce the name. Elise, he's going to be put very far behind already for being 3 minutes into the game, because resources, it's not quite there yet.
We have the Yasuo really pressing this poor Nyar that's not going out of his own tower, and the situation is not really looking good for him. But meanwhile in the bottom lane it seems interesting, because you have this Ezreal that's really heavy on poking, but even Kalista is not that of a joke. As we can see now, Kalista going in aggressive onto the Ezreal, dealing enough damage with the E as well. The snare from the Soraka Z is not going to land. Meanwhile in the middle lane, the try-off gun from this Nidalee, but nothing happens.
And in the bottom lane, you can see why Granlos and Himmelwader, they wanted to just get that 2v2, because they are the ones dominating. They can just utilize all of the damage from Kalista's kit. They can just keep stacking the rends, and even if Himmelwader, he gets a little bit of damage, Soraka is there to heal him up.
And that's truly not gonna be easy for this Ezreal and this Bard to land. Really interesting hits. Meanwhile in the top lane, oh, Nyar disconnected. Yeah, could predict that, because we can see that Nyar was just standing there. Oh wait, what? Wasn't Nyar the one that disconnected?
No, that was Elise. I think Nyar just knew that he wouldn't get away, so he just stood there and auto-tagged. But I mean, Finnick, he's doing great. For Vination, they have to play around Kalista, and if she can get to a point of a Blade Through and King and a Runan's Hurricane, then she's going to be strong. And then you have to play around both her and Yasuo, because Fate's Call, that's going to be the turning point of this game.
Okay.
And because at that point Finnick can join teamfights. And now we have pause again, so that might be another DC. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, that
Yep. There's another disconnection for Elias that just decided to quit this time because probably had some lag problems, ping problems. Just trying to fix it, hopefully for her. And that's really a bad situation. We have seen this top lane Yar that's really getting wrecked, or at least getting not a good time onto the Yasuo. Yasuo is really pressing him too much. Meanwhile, this Nidalee has a huge advantage onto the allies. 23 monsters conquered by this Nidalee, while just 9 for the allies. Meaning that the level difference right now, it's really important because you have a level 3 allies that did nothing at all, while Nidalee tried to gank by the middle lane but did nothing as well at all, but farmed a lot. And that's pretty interesting right now because you have a strong Nidalee. Sorry.
No, I interrupted you, but the thing is that Tampo, he's also 2 levels ahead. So Elise, it might have been a little bit about her DCs, but Tampo she's just going to have more jungle pressure here in the early game because of the level advantage she has over the opponent junglers. So the most important thing right now in the game is that the bottom lane of Vination eSports, they're doing so well, and Tampo is doing so well as well, but he has to transition that into lanes, and before we see that, it's not going to be paying off.
Let's see even the farm difference between the two teams. Starting off from the top lane, we have the Nyar behind of 10 minions about from this Yasuo, while the middle lane is pretty much as the bottom lane, as same farm for the 4 players. The real difference that we can see actually is not only the top lane, but even by the junglers, because this this Nidalee is very far ahead from this Elias that actually did not a lot. Oh, and as you just made your expression, yes, there was a lot of damage from this Anidia onto the Lulu.
Yeah, Misery sure do love company. Oh shit! But as I was saying, Misery sure do love company, and the company is really that. Vination eSports, they're getting so big of a lead in the lanes just from CS. So right now, they just need to keep going in the same path that they're going, because that's clearly working for them. Just keep bullying and then wait for Fate's Call to come in, because that's the point where Finnick can really be a part of this game.
Whoa.
Oh, easy see him.
He's in a bad spot and gets a lot of damage from this Anivia. Wow, this Anivia really is going aggressive onto the Lulu. Even if it's not a late game Anivia, deals a lot of damage right now. Even luckily, she uses a lot of mana. As we can see, she's already down to less than half. But the damage is a lot, and this Lulu cannot move from her own tower, else she would be just posed down with a lot of damage. Let's go and see if some difference came out for this Kalista. Right now there is a small advantage, but it's probably gonna be recovered pretty soon. The blue team kinda warding around, keeping up the vision. It's really funny to see these Yasuo jumping around right and left. This Nyar really cannot try and farm at all.
Oh, Lee, she's once again looking for invades, and just keep using your level advantage and your farm advantage over Elise, because then your invades will be more or less successful.
I saw something quite strange, like the blue buff was walking without the animation. It was so weird to watch it, but still, probably only bug on my client. Still pretty interesting to see. Meanwhile, the red team, thanks to Kalista, is keeping up a vision onto the dragon. Nothing gonna happen there.
Those birds on the
Oh wow,
dragon
one managed to get out! One managed to get out! Oh my god!
well, then again, you still have one there, so vision is all going to be there. Now Shaq is in a lot of trouble.
And the ultimate from Kalista is going to keep her alive, or at least try even engage onto the Ezreal. But she misses it, so nothing happens really.
Yeah, nothing really happens in the end, and they can get out of it. So now they again get the pressure in the bottom lane. They just keep pressuring hard gun Ezreal, but the thing is, Ezreal does have that mystic shot, so you're never going to really be shutting him down, because the mystic shot, it's so easy to farm with.
These two ghosts. I will never have enough fun watching them. the Kalista's ghosts onto the dragon. It's really fun to see them. But anyway, the red team currently has that advantage that is keeping them a bit far ahead from the blue team. Wow, this Vination is really a lot, trying possibly to land another hit, and the sun goes in, and the hit, the ultimate keeps her alive, like denying the wall damage was still, wow, this Vination damage is really a lot.
That is indeed a lot, and I mean, benched Blue King on Anivia, she's dominating the mid lane, that's safe to say, but still, once we get into the late stages of the game, I still feel like someone like Victor, who weren't banned in the lobby, is going to be so much better, because Victor is still more reliable wave clear and so much more damage than Anivia.
This Lies coming down the bottom lane, but doesn't know both the two bushes are already warded, so it's like she's going to walk into an easy way to see her. Oh, Var's ultimate hitting that Soraka! The sun goes in, and there is no Kalista's ultimate following up.
Yeah, the ultimate just came out of cooldown, so him and Raider weren't able to save the Soraka right there. Oh, Shaq might get taken down, because him and Raider can just go on and 2v2. 2v1, sorry.
1-on-2! This Kalista damage is really a lot, and takes down this Ezreal. But
that's
the
ridiculous.
Ignite, wow, the Ignite from Bar forced there to go back, or at least to not go too easy or aggressive onto the Bar. Bar is not done yet, and still there. But it's just too bad for him, because he probably needed to go back. Oh, the pocket goes in! Oh, Soraka's ultimate keeps her alive! And gets a kill onto the Bard as well. Meanwhile, top lane, the teleport from the Lulu trying to save the Gnar, and he is able to stay alive, but the teleport is nullified. So Gnar is going to be towered though by 3 of the red team, and going down by Yasuo's damage. So, well, Lulu should have ended the teleport, but she did not use it fully, and that Gnar just died because of that.
But Ice on Fleek shouldn't have been in the top lane either, because the red team, they knew that Elise was in the bottom lane, so right now you should be expecting the cavalry to be in your jungle. Really a misplay coming from Ice on Fleek.
And this situation right now brings to think that the red team might be able to snowball the game, because Anivia by the middle lane deals so much damage. Yasuo stumped completely the Gnar. By the bottom lane, Kalista gained 2 kills, and those 2 kills are really important. Even if the blue team managed to get the first blood because of that Soraka is stunned by Bar. Oh, wow! Bar. I cannot even answer just my sentence that this Kalista's damage. Wow!
Well, that's the thing about Soraka right now. I doubted it in the pick and ban phase, but I see that you just wanted to get it to get the lane dominance, and that's really what Soraka is getting. Oh, Icon Ezreal, you have to be very careful.
Whoa. Spear lands and barely stays alive, this Ezreal. And it's not done yet. Nidalee Spear dodging it. Ezreal still alive, but Nidalee is really in the best spot to stand up the Cocoon, missing heavily. That Nidalee is too early, and so it's nothing done yet. And the red team just going to be able to get this bottom lane tower. Meanwhile, just to let you notice, Yasuo level 10, Gnar just made the level 9. Wow, too much advantage for this Yasuo right now.
And like in the last game, we saw how the dominating lane were getting a lot of attention from Vination eSports. In this game, they warded up the bottom lane. In the last game, they warded up the mid lane. Oh, keep bench blocking.
Oh, in this middle lane, this Anivia is getting off. A lot of damage coming out from this Elias combined with the Lulu. Anivia might be able to just barely come out from the passive. No, she does not get out alive. The flash goes out, but that was just a fail because there was soon low health to be able to get out with. But the red team is able to get the dragon, so it's one for the dragon.
Oh, that's a tilt-inducing flash so much. Now, Onk is coming through the top lane. Okay, I'd like to finish the point I was making before Anivia got taken down. In the last game, Finnick got a lot of attention from Tambo, and they had a lot of vision around the top lane just to make sure that Finnick would never really be in any trouble and could just keep bullying his lane. Now in this game, all of the vision is in the bottom lane, so that Himmelraider and Granlos could just also keep on bullying, keep on getting the advantages out there, and it's basically the same pattern as in the last game.
All the blue team by the top lane trying to take this tower, because that's a good objective to get to. All Israel is still by the bottom lane. Now Kalista trying to support his Yasuo. Yasuo that it's pretty strong at the moment. Static Shiv already completed, so a lot of damage coming out from him. But as well, Kalista with the Blade of the Rune King is pretty strong. So the blue team is forced back. Tower with not too much HP, both of them. Nidalee trying to flank them, and might be able to. Pretty tense situation right now. We have Soraka and Kalista going into the tower, and Nidalee trying to be aggressive onto the blue team.
That was very weird. I did not like that flash teleport coming from ECCM, because it essentially was just used to go to the mid lane to get all of the farm, and that meant that you gave up the pressure in the top lane, and therefore the tower went down. You didn't have any wave clear. You also lost your blue buff, because then they could just transition into the jungle. And you just gave up so much pressure with such an useless teleport. I mean, it's... I hate to say it, but it was very, very useless.
We have the red team now going for the Rift Herald. That's going to be a pretty interesting objective, especially by pushing the middle lane. This buff, it's really important. Nidalee now trying to take in this Grump, and she's able to... Was it taken from the red team or the blue team?
Oh, they got it?
No, the blue team got it. The blue team got it, and Nidalee is getting cuffed by the Bart's ultimate. Elias is not done yet, because Nidalee is trying to escape from the other side with the flash. She doesn't get out, but now it's a bad spot for the blue team, because we have Soraka and Kalista. Soraka using... Kalista using her ultimate and able to replace herself. Anivia trying to deal a lot of damage. And Eliza staying just barely alive thanks to Lulu's ultimate, and it's not done yet. The blue team, they almost literally swapped position. We have the Bard on the wrong side of the map. And now the chase goes in. A stun from the Bard, ultimate from Ezreal, but the Yasuo goes in. 1-on-4. And it's not done yet. The red team is pretty low, but the blue team does not decide to stay and fight, simply because they do not have a lot of damage right now. After using a lot of their ultimates, it's surely not a good thing to stay there. The blue team now needs to defend this mid lane tower, because the red team is not done yet. Wants revenge onto the Nidalee.
That was really a clutch Bard ultimate. I mean, that caught Tambo just on the outskirts of the ultimate. And they did get a kill, so now they got a little bit of gold from that, but they are still behind around 4,000 gold, and with them being around 4,000 gold behind, it means that Vination eSports, they can dictate the game. They have an easier time of doing that than in the last game, and if they can just keep playing around Himmelraider, they should have an easy time, because Himmelraider is getting closer and closer to the point of the Runance Hurricane, and once he has that, he's going to be stronger, and then we might finally see the combo of Phoenix ultimate with the Fate's Call.
Let's see how the red team now tries to get a new objective, because The blue team just barely is staying alive, 5,000 gold behind. Oh wow, this is already missing the spear, but it's not done yet. Even trying the tower dive, but Bard is too hard to get to. Oh yes, using his ultimate onto the Nyar, but it's a 2-on-1, he doesn't know it. Oh, the parry onto the Cocoon, but it's not done yet. The allies using his flash, Yasuo's screen steals down. And the damage is not enough to take down at least one of the two. Meanwhile, teleport by the bottom lane, this Nyar is not wishing to get out without any kill, but Nyar is pretty low himself. Ultimate front, what the hell? Wow.
And immediately you see the red team move to that tower. They knew that Elise was in the top lane. They knew ISO and Fleek were very low. So they could just move to the tower, take that down. And there would be no contest against it. Because ECCM doesn't have quite enough wave clear to keep Vination eSports off of the tower.
A kill and a tower coming out that easy. But the Nyar really did not need to do that, because he went in sure that he was able to get at least one or two people with his own ultimate. Just Anivia was hit by it, but even too late, because Anivia herself was able to take the kill. Now that middle lane tower is going down pretty fast for the red team, and so it's a 4 towers gained by the red team against nothing by the blue team. Even a Drake coming out for the red team. So this situation is really up against the blue team winning odds. A blue team that now tries to gather up, because there is a dragon that just came up alive. They might be fighting for it.
They might indeed be fighting for it, and I mean it is the Children of Dionysus that have the upper hand around this, because they have 4 members here, whereas Vination eSports only have 3 members, but Teleport is coming in.
Running bar, but he finds
teleport.
himself stuck into 2 of the red team, and the blue team now is going down pretty fast. Another kill going into Soraka's hands. Lulu going down, Ezreal going down, and this Nyar is 1-on-5. He manages to jump a bit away, Italy flashes and tries to get the kill. The passive does not kill out, and that's an ace for the red team, and possibly 2 middle lane tower, Baron Dragon, just Baron. Great.
Yeah, that is the power of the Fate's Call and the Last Breath. Finnick doing so much damage, and they could just pile on top of the Last Breath. So they got the kill. Now the death timers are so high that they can immediately move over to the Baron. And even if someone like let's say Elise gets there, it's going to be very, very safe to get it, because the red stacks are there for Himmelrader, and it's going to be Baron.
Whoa. That bar just decided to suicide. Oh, the Cocoon, it misses just barely. This allies might risk to go down by Nidalee. Nidalee that now is 1-on-2, and she knows that she did not need to chase that much. Allies might be able to get the kill. It's a really hard chase right there. Soraka's trying to following up. Come on, Soraka, ambulance. Feathery goes. There she goes. No. She just dies because there is a Lily right there, and she did not know that. It was another death to the red team, but that's not heavily important, because still 4 of them have the burn buff.
And they get the burn buff, and they do pay 1 kill for it, and it was just such a safe Baron that really it should have been so much safer to get it. I mean, there really should have been no way for Children of Dionysus to get to that point of even getting a kill, because you have the red stacks coming from Himmelrader, and you have a smite as well. So the Baron, while it being secure, it should have been more secure. It should have been easier to take it out without giving a kill.
And the dragon going down, so second dragon for the red team. More damage to the towers coming up. The only last one of the inner towers is the top lane one. But with that Yasuo, it's not really important which tower is still up, because you have a really strong split pusher and a really strong pusher. So it's gonna be interesting to see how now the Vin team is going to decide which is the next target. A red team that's playing really aggressive, even by the middle lane, so it's probably going to be pushed by the middle lane to wait that the minions by the top lane are going to be right under the top lane tower. So it's going to be very interesting to see their next objective.
I like what Vination eSports are doing, because they're sending Bench Blue King to the bottom lane, and Bench Blue King on the Nivea is the one with the wave clear. So naturally, she's going to be pushing hard as well. And you can just rotate around the map, go to the top lane, because you have the Baron of minions. So that's going to be easier to take, and just pile onto the tower, take it down, and then move to the mid lane or to the top lane, or you could just fight.
This Yasuo going in and flashes out because there is too much aggressiveness into that play, but still the red team manages to take down a lot of damage onto the tower. The blue team is not done about defending it, but they left Anivia alone in the bot lane with the Baron buff. And that's what happens when you just not look at the map, because you have an Anivia now that it's taking down the tower pretty fast, and the red team decided to push for the top lane, taking down the top lane tower as well. And now the red team might be on the chase for this Anivia, but decides just to stay a bit passively there. The red team now pushing by the top lane. The blue team is focusing too many lanes at the same time. They are not going to be able to save that top lane tower, and even the bottom lane inhibitor is going down. The red team now going aggressive. Oh, Bart stays alive just barely, and meanwhile Lulu gets caught by the red team. Another kill going in. Oh, the stun ball, the glacial ball going in onto Bart's face, and second kill going out for the red team. Going to be on 2 inhibitors open, middle lane and top lane. So possibly a 3 inhibitors gain. Wow, the damage onto the lights, just barely staying alive from that, but still dies because of Nidalee. It's just too much advantage from the red team that not tries even the fountain dive. And Nyar trying to push them all under the tower, all under the fountain, but still not enough. The red team is going to be taking this victory away.
I mean, little strokes they fought great oaks, but this was just so... It wasn't little strokes, it was big strokes. Immediately the game just escalates, and Vination eSports, they pick up the win out of that escalation. They pick up 3 inhibitors, they pick up the Nexus as well, and out of nowhere they pick up the win as well. So they just played it to a point where it would escalate. I mean, I didn't catch what really went on, because in the end they just won out of nowhere.
Well, they actually had a lot of advantage. If you could check the game that easily, they gained a lot of thousands of kills out of nowhere because of that advantage. Even if you have a same number of kills, it's no matter as long as you have an advantage onto the farm and onto the objective. And this Yasuo was really strong and really pressful. It was only the possibility for the blue team to fight him in a 2-on-1, and that was Lyse and Nyar at the same time. But meanwhile, the red team was able to use that power, go on and pressure the bottom lane side that was really always a 4-on-3 or 4-on-2.
That is indeed a good point, but the game has concluded, and now we will take a small break, and we will be right back with the quarterfinals of this week's Go4LoL. So don't go anywhere, go grab some popcorns, because now we are heading into the upper stages of this week. So get hyped and don't go anywhere.
just I take care of my own.